The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Take 3 Wrestling Podcast. It is Thursday, January 12th, 2023. I am 1/4 of this conglomerate. It is me, Fat Nash. I am joined, as always, by Fat Hall.
My mic, there we go. I had my mic turned off. Did they come to kick the security van out of the Taco Bell parking lot? Is that why Black Savage disappeared?
Are we sure that it was Taco Bell? I mean, that might be too upscale for him.
Well, maybe
Del Taco.
I don't know if there's any like below Taco Bell level places down in Florida, so I don't know.
Burger King.
Yeah, I would probably. Well, I don't know. I mean, Burger King's been around for longer.
I feel like I could eat Burger King breakfast, but Burger King anything after like 11:30 gives me heartburn.
The problem with Burger King is it doesn't matter what time of day you eat it, you'll be
You're muted, moron.
You'll be burping it. I'm taking him off the fucking screen. Get him the fuck out of here. Get him the fuck off my screen. Get him out of here. I'm tired of you just walking away. Get out of my screen. But yeah, like Burger King, it doesn't matter when. Like you will be burping that. Like you can have it at 6 a.m. when they open. You'll be burping that croissant sandwich the rest of the day. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's why I avoid their lunch like the plague, because all it does is give me heartburn, and then I'm like, oh look, I can breathe fire.
Yeah, but man,
flame broil.
That stuff does still slap though. Like they had the what was it, back around Thanksgiving time? They had like this ghost pepper. It was like an orange bun with black sesame seeds.
Yes,
dude,
the Halloween one or whatever.
Dude, that was so good, and it was like but yeah, I was burping that for 3 days. Like it kills you. It absolutely kills you every time. But I love it. Crap! Now I want Burger King. Son of a bitch.
My wife just dropped something in the kitchen and yelled, "Oh fuck!" So
that happens.
All right. So again, I'm Fat Nash. Fat Hall's over here to my right. Black Savage is somewhere. I almost called him Black Sabbath because he listens to rock music, but I digress. Skinny Hogan will be here shortly, as my wife's taking an Insta picture with our Polaroid from the new recording area since I've now moved. And got a new microphone, as you guys can see.
Did get a new microphone. Look at that.
So
moving
getting
up
a little bit
world.
more professional in this place.
Look at that.
So we got a fun show planned for you guys, though. We're going to talk about the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. We'll obviously discuss the major news of the week, the Stephanie McMahon step down / the news of the potential sale, but nothing's really come to the light of that over the last 48 to 72 hours. And then we have a fun one that I think we're going to start making this a fairly regular topic here whenever I can't think of anything, which will be guess the wrestler by accomplishment. We'll go over the rules for that when we go over it. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a running record of how everybody does. And, I think it should be a fun game. But I don't want to go over that too much early because then I'll hear Ernest and Joe try to be like, "Oh, what does it mean?" So, especially Ernest, because Joe will just start randomly guessing Austin Theory or someone that he finds attractive or Dominic Mysterio. One of the three. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, this was what you kind of took this from the
yes.
I saw this as a new series. It's one of these things that I have down as like a potential future topic for the 3CT pod as well, because I'm like, man,
you can get in depth with a couple of these and really mess with some people. Like they got to know their wrestling stuff, especially the one that they did. It was, who the hell was it? There was one they did. It was Shinsuke Nakamura, because like the last one was like he has a 3-1 mixed martial arts record, and people were like, Brock Lesnar. And I'm like, no chance. Brock Lesnar definitely had more matches than.
Yeah. Oh, here, I got to show you this. So.
Oh, the fantasy football belt.
Yeah, this
I have to
is
put that back there somewhere.
as the winner of the Tuesday morning quarterbacks fantasy football league. So I had this behind me the whole way through 3CT Live because Tim and I faced off in the championship.
I remember
going into Monday night, I was leading by 29. He had Joey Burr. I was done. So Joey Burr gets 9 points on the first drive. Like just walks out on the field in Cincinnati.
He puts his dick on the table and
shows the Monday Night Football. The Monday Night Football crowd is his dick and is like, I'm here. So it did not look good for me.
No, did not look promising at all, to be brutally honest.
So then, of course, everybody knows the story. Everybody knows what happens. The NFL. So he and I talked it out like the next day, and we just decided we were going to go by whatever the NFL decided to do with that game. We were going to let it, because we had already decided to split the first and second play. But even before the games that weekend, we were like, because like that always sucks to like lose and then like you end up with a little bit less money because there's not a huge split in my league. So it's like, yeah, fine, cool, let's do it. So it was literally who becomes champion, who holds the belt. And so we were just we're sitting back and waiting, and I was like, well, if they decide to end up playing the game, they end up playing the game. Obviously they didn't, so I'm the champ. So I had this sitting back here, and I keep pulling on my headphone. So I have this thing sitting behind me the whole way through the first show, and he doesn't see it. And I wanted Ryan to say something because we had talked about he was going to come over to the house and do a belt presentation to me, but he didn't. And actually, what I should have done is I should have just worn it on my shoulder like this when we started. Maybe I'll do it next week. But we're sitting there doing the podcast for Tuesday, and he goes, "Oh, I'm fucking pissed." Because he finally saw it.
He finally saw it. That's good. That's a good one. I was in a spot where I told you that I had the 3 first round buys. Got to the finals in one of the leagues. The other 2 leagues I was playing for third place. Ended up chopping both third places because the one I was up like 35 points on Craig, but Craig had Joe Burrow. I had Jamar Chase left. So it would have taken a pretty big non-Jamar Chase night from Joe Burrow to beat me. But I told myself, I said, I can't be that guy. I can't be that that scummy guy who just watched somebody pretty much almost die on my team's home field and be worried about an extra like $300 or $400. So yeah, I did what I thought was the honorable thing, and I hope the football gods pay it back forward, and potentially I get to celebrate a Super Bowl here in a couple weeks.
Well, and that was the thing. Like, had we not decided to split, I would have just split. Like,
yeah.
Like,
at that point,
that
there's
sucks. It's not fair. Nobody asked for a game to be
no, and in the big league that I'm in, my keeper league, we had Burrow going up against no one, and literally we ended up the guys we were playing ended up chopping with us because it was just like Burrow could have put up 50 that night the way he looked on that first drive. Yeah. So it was literally, we thought it was the right thing to do, so we were able to do it. So
oh, hi guys, I'm back.
Oh hi, we've been wasting time while you're
because we're waiting for your topic.
Oh yeah, my topic.
So I was showing off my so I'm the champion of my league.
You actually won something, Jim?
You're damn right I did, EJ.
He won something Brian Daboll couldn't do.
I'm not a shitty.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet, Mike.
If Brian Daboll wins Coaches of the Year, I'll quit this show and every other podcast that I fucking do.
I would not. There's a good chance. It's between him and Peterson, probably, and maybe Sirianni. That's about it.
I'm sorry.
Here's the deal. I'm not gonna let this derail us. We've already been yammering for 10
Too late.
Don't stop yelling.
Oh, Thornton.
Thank you.
Problem solved. Do it again, jackass, and you'll be right back right back off the show. Here's the thing: if he had a case, he lost it to Peterson when Peterson won the division.
Correct.
Like I mean, is what Brian Daboll did with the Giants one of the more impressive coaching jobs in the NFL this year?
Sure,
yes,
absolutely, 100%.
Without question. But Doug Peterson winning that division from not only where they were a year ago to where they were in the mid-season,
like
infinitely more impressive.
Oh, I agree with you. I think
1 in
1
in 15 fucking division champions. Like,
no, I agree.
Again,
I agree.
Daboll,
I mean, your three finalists right now are going to be those two guys and then Sirianni, and Sirianni hurt himself in the last couple of weeks. So, who else can we put in there? Pete Carroll,
Robert Saleh.
You're not going to.
He won fight his quarterback position.
Agreed, but you're not going to. You're not giving a 7-10 guy a coach of the year. That's not happening.
12 and 4 Zach Taylor.
I'd put Saleh in the top 5. I wouldn't put him in like 3 finalists.
No.
12 and 4 Zach Taylor.
14
and 3 Andy Reid.
Some people might say actually in spite of they're 12 and 4 in spite of Zach Taylor. I don't know. I'm not saying me. I'm not saying the guy. I hear it out there.
Tell whoever it was to stay off the weed.
Yeah, come on.
They finished 12 and 4, but let's look like week 1 4
interceptions. Messenger.
He didn't fucking throw any of those passes.
You made a choice. You made a choice to relay that message.
Yeah, you could have kept that one in your fucking pocket, you fuck.
Hey, anyway, this is a wrestling podcast, right?
We've been waiting for the guy who has the first topic on the wrestling podcast who decided to have his fucking stalker van kicked out of the Taco Bell parking lot.
Yeah, we had I had the police come here a second. Got a ticket for parking in the wrong spot. Whatever, in a security van. But anyway, you know how it works.
No, we don't, because we're not in a security van like you.
That's true. You can't relate to that. Anyway, this week, actually yesterday of this recording, is the 30-year anniversary of the debut of Monday Night Raw, back in 1993. How old were you? You were what, 5 years old when that thing debuted, Michael?
4.
Jesus. And
I didn't turn 5. I didn't turn 5 till October.
And Jim, you were what, like maybe 8?
So it was January of 93.
Yeah.
So I would have been 7.
So is it possible I'm the only jackass that actually watched that debut episode live?
No, I watched it.
I fucking watched it.
The day of?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay.
Buddy, I distinctly remember, I think it was the 15th anniversary of Raw. I could count the number of episodes that I missed on one hand.
Wow. That's amazing.
Oh, dude. I remember the first time I missed an episode. I want to say I was around 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. Like my parents had like a meeting at church or something, and we didn't get home in time, and I missed half the episode, and I was pissed. I remember
I was like 8 or 9, and like I missed like 3 episodes, like 3 weeks in a row, because I had Little League baseball like practice or a game, and like by the time we got done with the game or practice, and then we'd get food, like next thing you know, I was getting home and my parents were like, yeah, it's time to go to bed, and I'm like, I didn't get to watch anybody get kicked in the face yet.
Fuck you, Mom.
Fuck. So yeah.
So anyway, being that it is the 3rd anniversary of Raw, I just want to have a conversation with you guys, and this kind of reveal our personal 3 favorite Raw moments ever.
Nice.
Who the fuck is that?
That's me. My wife took a Polaroid of me sitting at the new podcasting area.
Did you shake it?
Yeah, she did. She shook up a Polaroid picture.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so is I didn't really know how to like prepare. Is this is this 3 favorite moments, or what 3 moments we think are the
3 favorite moments?
Our personal like, best
favorite. Because I feel like we may have some same ones probably, but maybe. But favorite moments may have more personal.
Well, because me and Joe, for those of you at home, we recorded episode 5 of from Adam Lee to Zombie, a WWE watch along, WWE ECW watch along podcast we recorded last night. He came over after his shift at Bonefish, and we recorded an episode. And I was talking to him about it, and I was like, there are some things that people aren't going to say it's their favorite, but it's like, it could be my favorite. So that's why I was
Exactly.
like, I was with the same thing with Jim. Like, is it best moments or is it like our favorite moments?
I want to personalize it.
Okay. I can.
Well,
yeah.
it's your topic. I would suggest that you go with your.
I'll throw one.
You
I'll throw
can
one.
lead it off.
I'll throw one. The one of the biggest moments that started the show within the first couple weeks of the show was when the 1, 2, 3 Kid beat Razor Ramon.
Yeah, I mean that was certainly unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we saw AEW like you know
Action Andretti, baby.
Action Andretti.
Andrade.
Yeah, Action Andrade.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw them.
New t-shirts coming up soon. Action Andrade and fucking Solo Sequoia.
Yep.
Fucking
yeah, I mean that was like when Barry Horowitz pinned the Body Donnas. Like nobody
Skip.
Yes.
You know, nobody was like, it was what the hell just happened?
Yeah, no, everybody literally thought that this was like, oh, Jericho's just getting in shape for the rematch.
So I was 12 going on 13 when this happened, when Raw started. And I remember that being a big topic at school, in middle school.
Dirt.
Yeah, I know. It was a big topic in middle school, actually. So kids used to watch wrestling back then. Hey, it's not fake. Wrestling's still real to me.
It's still real to me, damn it.
But that was a big topic at school.
I know you have that on the fucking board.
It's still real to me, damn it. Yeah, that was a big fucking deal. Jim, sure one. Which one do you have?
I mean, I know Mike's probably gonna scoff at this, but since we're going favorites, I have to go with this one. I wouldn't be sitting here podcasting if it wasn't for Bret Hart returning to Monday Night Raw in Montreal before WrestleMania 26.
I don't hate that one. I was on my short list.
Yeah, like because I had been away. I wasn't gone for 87 years like EJ was, but I had so when I went to college in the fall of 03.
God, you're old.
I would kind of watch. I'm young. You're old. I would kind of watch wrestling here and there on Monday nights. I would still get together with friends for like SummerSlam, Rumbles, and Manias.
Summerfest.
But then after I left college in 07, I kind of became a drunk. So like I really
That's
just
okay.
like I kind of just stopped watching wrestling, and I kind of stopped my last couple of years at school because again, alcohol and partying was more fun than watching wrestling on Mondays.
You used to party?
Dude, I had a problem.
Can I imagine you partying, man?
A's for quitters.
I'm a drunk. Alcoholics go to meetings.
Drunk in public.
Yeah.
Punk in Drublic. But when I heard that Bret Hart was coming back, I'm like, well, I have to tune in. Like this is a moment nobody saw coming. The guy had been away for 9 years or whatever it was.
And you stayed ever since, huh?
Ever since, because he came back and it became the program. It started the program with McMahon, and it went up to WrestleMania. And yeah, ever since then, I hooked back in, and here I am, fucking 13 years later, podcasting for a decade. Like, no, I didn't foresee any of this when I just, and I was sick as a dog for that Mania too. I picked up some sort of stomach flu, and I was sick as hell. I was asleep until the Bret, like I had my parents wake me up for the Bret match, and I went right back to bed. I actually watched the rest of that Mania the next day but I was sick as hell.
Sick or drunk?
No, I was actually sick.
Oh,
by that point, actually, because there was a point where I didn't drink at all for like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. So
When
now
when you drink that much in college, you probably got to take a couple years off.
Yeah, I had to cool it, and
you're back now.
I mean, look, I drink, but I actually rarely get drunk anymore.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But yeah. So Bret Hart's return to Raw is my number one with a bullet.
Michael.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the most probably landmark moment in Monday Night Raw history, It was the shot across the Bowery that started WWE on the upswing of the 83-week ass whooping. To quote the great Tony Schiavone, that'll put butts in the seats. Mankind winning the world title. Mrs. Foley's baby boy. Yeah, definitely probably one of the biggest moments in Raw history.
Absolutely.
And it became that because of what Bischoff had Shivani say. Because literally, if that just happens randomly, I don't necessarily know that
studios.
Exactly. I don't know that anyone's really like flipping over to watch that if Shivani doesn't tell them that a title change is going to happen.
Right, and that's the thing is because at that point Nitro was live every week, Raw was live every other. They taped every other, so they. And here's the deal: like really thinking about it now, like I'm really wondering because I mean obviously somebody leaked the news, but like did WWE leak their own news to see what the WCW would do with it?
No, because the internet was kind of already kicking. Somebody that was at the show probably just wrote down the results and then went home and sent it to the
on a blog or something.
Mike Johnsons of the world.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, because the internet had started. Obviously it was dial up, and you had to wait 35 minutes for everything to connect. But literally, there was still the internet, so that's probably how they found out.
That's true. That's a good point.
Well, spoiler. That's my second on my list. Is that one too? And I love how they.
That would be on mine. I'm gonna try and think of some other ones just to diversify the list.
What made me love that too, especially I love how they interwoven the Austin Vince stuff with The Rock, and then Mankind's in there between that November.
DX is involved in the situation also,
and how they did that between November and into Mania and all that filling time between the Survivor Series and Mania 15. To me, and having Mankind for at least a month or so be the top guy. I mean, he was top for like what 2 weeks maybe, and then
he lost it at Rumble. He lost it at Rumble, and
then won it again.
Match.
Then won it again, didn't he? Then lost it again.
Yeah, he did kind of win it a time or two around then.
Ping-ponged around.
Now that's the era of the ping pong. That's the era of the back and forth.
Yeah.
The Rock won the title like 3 times in the span of like 2 or 3 months.
I'm surprised he didn't have like the record for title wins by the end of that year.
Right? Seriously, but
every week they're just drop
doggy. But yeah, I love that. I love how Austin came and wrecked shit. Just came out there and wrecked shit, flipped off McMahon. I mean, the whole thing was just great.
I agree.
Yeah. Give me number 2 for you, Jim.
Man, I'm gonna go Jericho's Arrival.
Ah, yes,
it's a good one.
Like I remember like the countdown because like
you watched it live too, right?
Man, oh yeah, I watched most, at least until probably in the 2003 range. I watched almost every episode of Raw live. But like at the time, it was August 9th, 99. So like by that point, we're already hearing about Y2K and what's going to happen at midnight on New Year's Eve. And that was like trying to explain that to people now just seems really fucking wild.
It's crazy.
Go explain that to a kid that was born in like 2004.
Yeah, seriously. So we we're getting these like these countdowns.
Make sure your computer's unplugged. Make sure everything's unplugged. If not, your house is
as if that's going to do anything. And also, I love how like midnight here, like on the East Coast, everybody's still panicked. I'm like sitting here in like 9th grade. I'm like, it's 2000 in half the world, right? Like if we were gonna die, we'd already be dead.
Yeah, or at least we would know it was coming.
Right. Or the world would already be going haywire by this point. But anyway.
God, we're so fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, yeah. So, you're seeing these countdowns. And like when it hit, and I mean the Rock's in the freaking ring, and this countdown starts going off, and then freaking Chris Jericho shows up and goes toe-to-toe on the mic with the Rock. Like it is just one and like Jericho he's one of the best ever. Like you can have personal gripes or you think he's hanging on too long, and he is. to this day.
It's all yourself there.
But like, but I mean, man, dude, he is one of the best to ever do it, and he has reinvented himself. But his debut in WWE.
Let me ask you guys this quick: did you guys read the dirt sheets back then too?
No.
See, neither did I.
Not at that point. 99, I didn't. Actually, I didn't. I never read like a dirt sheet or a Wrestle Mag until I started podcasting.
Okay, because that was a
I would
legitimate
only if like something like popped up for me to like click on something, and it was something that like the headline grabbed my attention, but I didn't seek out like, oh, I need to go see what's going on the Observer newsletter.
Right. No, I remember being legitimately surprised. I knew who Jericho was, and the whole nine. I had no idea he was leaving WCW. So when he came out, I was like, "What the fuck was this? What? Jericho's here?"
All right.
And
so
by the way,
going back to the last one here, because I pulled up the list of champions. So Mankind won it January 4th. So listen to this. January 4th, Mankind won it. January 24th, The Rock. January 26th, Mankind. February 15th, The Rock. March 28th, Stone Cold. May 23rd, Undertaker. June 28th, Stone Cold. August 22nd, Mankind. Triple H, August 23rd. Vince McMahon, September 14th. Then it was vacated. Then Triple H got it on September 26th. Big Show, November 14th. So those were all the title reigns. There was
1999,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 title changes in 1999.
I miss 1999 actually a little bit.
It was fucking wild. It really was. That was probably the most in a year, I believe.
And for the record, I think the WWE did the right thing. They used the right guy to put Jericho over The Rock, because The Rock at that point in August of 1999 was fucking on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. It was perfectly done. It was perfectly executed.
Yeah. What about you? Your second to
it's got to be one of the biggest moments for me as a teenager growing up watching wrestling. It was a huge moment. It changed the wrestling world. This guy is an absolute scumbag of a human being, and we know that. But seeing Kane unmasked, that was a monumental moment. Like, I get it. Like, Glenn Jacobs, mayor of Knox County, douche,
A horrible human being.
Thank you. But Kane being unmasked in that moment, and to see like it's all psychological. He's not really scarred like that. It's all in his like. And then like the next couple weeks with like the promos and setting Jim Ross on fire, like all of that. Like when Kane became the unmasked, demented figure, like walking to the ring in handcuffs, like all of it was just.
I remember him taking the mask off and turning around, and they kind of half shaved his head.
Yep, and he had like the black makeup.
Black.
Yep,
and I was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah, literally. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Yeah. Am I gonna die from staring at him?
Yeah, like, like that's creepy. Because like, yeah, it happened real quick, and then they like changed the camera, and he choke slammed RVD.
Yep.
And it was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah.
It was just
wild.
It was like, what the fuck, man? Like you were just trying to like figure out what the next step was.
Yeah.
All right, my third one is, I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody because it's arguably the most popular segment in history of Raw. But to this day, I even today when I watch it, it still cracks me the fuck up. Obviously, That Was Your Life with Rock and Mankind.
Oh, dude.
Watch that shit live too, especially. It's like, what the fuck am I watching here? Like, what? Is it a comedy show or something?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe I was watching. We've never seen anything like that ever at a time.
It ended up going over what, 2 or 3 commercial breaks?
Yes.
Yeah. It just and it gained
they were so pissed in the back. I'd love to hear a like a podcast deep dive.
I would, to the roof though.
Honestly, I would love for them to be like, you just see somebody that's in the gorilla position being like, Vince, they're running long. It's good shit.
It's good shit, pal. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Cut the stupid tag team wrestling match.
Yeah.
It turns me on.
Yeah. Exactly what he was doing in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That one is
Sock Connections, so good.
Beyond great.
Not top 20 tag team though, like the WWE made it, but still, yeah, that was wrong. But in terms of chemistry, it was fantastic. Last one for you, Jim.
My number 3.
I have so many here that I could put as my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have one that I'll hit as an honorable mention because it's not good. It's not a good one. You know what? I'll go number 3 just because like I said, I wasn't totally sure how to cover it, but Pillman's got a gun.
Oh yes.
You know,
Has that aged well? You think? Or does not age well? You think? In your opinion?
I don't think a lot of what they did in the Attitude
Yeah.
Era has aged well. I mean, let's just be
but like
transparent
that was really the real kind of beginnings.
Yeah, that was still pre, but it's right at the tip of
the Attitude Era, because that was 96. That was November 96. So
right.
it was,
I mean, let's be real. We called Owen Hart a floating piece of shit for like however long, and they made a T-shirt out of it and sold billions of those. There's a lot of things that they did back then that would age like milk.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Owen 316. I just broke your neck.
Right.
Oh.
That one probably better than
right.
Nugget.
Yeah. But yeah, the Pillman's got a gun thing, like Austin showing up and like they're freaking cutting to static on the TV, and you hear the gunshot. Like hearing gunshots on a wrestling broadcast, like that does not age.
No bueno.
That does not age great in 2023. But yeah, it was just, you're watching it and I mean it looked as real can be. And you're like, what the heck? Like, what is going on? I'm 11 years old, man. I'm sitting there watching this, like, what's happening? Like, what in the world is going on my TV right now? Like, it's supposed to be a wrestling show. But yeah, I mean, it's an all-time moment.
Yeah. Michael, your third.
I'm gonna start with my honorable mentions. First up, it's a one because it was both sad for me. That's the retirement of Edge and the retirement of Daniel Bryan, both of which happened on episodes of Raw. Up until they both returned, like watching what was Edge's last match at the time at that WrestleMania, and seeing him walk away like gut punch, and then Bryan, who's arguably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, that stuff. So that both of those really hurt. Yerpel the Clown and Mankind trying to cheer up injured Vince McMahon, leading to Stone Cold hitting him with the fucking bedpan.
Right.
Fucking so great. But my last one, this one, I'm surprised neither one of you had this one on your list. One of the best segments, I feel like, on a Monday Night Raw. Give me the beer truck.
Yes.
Beer truck, so good.
The beer truck was so good.
There's so many on the
I mean, and I know Joe will be here in a minute, but we were talking last night and he brought up the Kurt Angle milk truck.
Milk truck was great.
Both of those, like the fucking spraying people with beer and milk, like both of those segments were fucking.
Could I argue that the Attitude Era is probably the one era where Raw stood out probably more than even WrestleManias and no pay-per-views? Because a lot of those moments were on that show.
I mean,
pay-per-views.
I think WWE at that point knew that they had to go out and hit home runs every week to get people to buy the pay-per-views. And I think that's why Raw felt more important back then. Now with Peacock and the streaming stuff, and they've already been paid however much money they're going to make, whether it's just me, you, and Jim that watch the show, or if it's 100 million people watch the show, like they're going to get, they already got their money. Like it is what it is. But Monday, you had to hit home runs on Monday. You had to hit home runs on Friday or Thursday, whatever day SmackDown was.
Thursday.
You had to hit home runs because you had to get people to watch the pay-per-views to make the money. And I think that was something that they drove the importance home more in the Attitude Era.
Whereas now they treat Raw and SmackDown like a holding pattern to the pay-per-views.
I don't see it as a holding pattern. They won't pull the trigger on ending feuds on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown anymore. They'll save the blow off for the pay-per-view, which they didn't do back then. If Rock and Mankind are going to pass the title 14 times between January and June, like it is what it is, but we're not going to like you know what? Maybe we should only do it 13 times. Like they just never second get, like they just did it and oh, you know, we'll come back and fix it next week.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a huge. I mean, you were getting, 10, 12 shares on episodes of Monday Night Raw. Like, I mean, it was like that was their business, and it made people buy pay-per-views.
Correct.
Now you subscribe to Peacock, and some people get it for free.
Right on the cock.
Right on the cock, and it's
right on the cock.
And if you're like me, I don't pay for the cock. Like, I got my cock for free. Like, what? So they
don't say that too loud. Joe will be here in a second. He'll come kick in the door like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh
but, yeah,
but like the Kool-Aid man. I think I have the Kool-Aid man on here. Yep.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like it's such a different world now. It really is. Like, but one of my honorable mentions, and like I said, like I would have felt weird like putting this in like a list of top 3 moments, but the Raw is Owen episode.
Yep.
Like,
I had the final toast from Stone Cold on my short list.
Yeah, and maybe that could have been, but like, I mean, that whole episode, man, is
gut wrenching.
It's a gut wrenching moment in time, and I know they did a Benoit tribute episode that has
aged like
milk. But the Owen one, of course, because it wasn't a situation that turned out bad. Like it man, I remember just watching that and watching Jeff Jarrett and Mark Henry and Triple H and all these superstars just unglued emotionally in these and like, they're doing matches, which again, should they have done an episode of Raw that night? Probably not, but they probably didn't have the control to say no given the TV revenue. But yeah, the Austin beer toast at the end, 100% was an all-time moment for sure. And I don't know, EJ, did you have any like honorable mentions or
the Jericho thing? The Jericho one, I kind of forgot actually. It's one of my favorites. It's kind of slipped my mind. Let me think of some other ones. One I love a lot. Kane is alive.
Oh, yeah.
That feud, because at that point we had forgotten about the feud a little bit. At the way they mapped it out, and Paul Bear and saying that shit. That was cool. The return, the NWO the night after the pay-per-view when they destroyed Rock and then put him in that car and that shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was another one I liked.
The Mike Tyson Austin confrontation.
Yes, that one too. Joe, three favorite Raw moments all time for you, personal favorite.
Hold on, before you start, my 3 were that'll put butts in the seats,
of course.
2 I had. The fuck did I have it 2? I don't remember off the top.
You had oh shit.
That's got to be Kane with when he unmasked.
Oh sure.
And then the 3rd one I had was
Raw Roulette.
Not Raw Roulette. Thank God.
No, Raw Roulette. That was when Kane unmasked.
Oh it? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then my 3rd one was the beer truck / milk truck.
Goddamn Raw Roulette. I forgot that was
honorable mention to the Edge and Daniel Bryan retirement speeches that
nice.
What I told you yesterday. Jim had Brett's return.
426. I had what was my number 2?
This is Ernest said this is your life, Rock.
Oh, the like 19-minute segment.
Yes, the fucking 4 commercial break segment. Yeah,
good lord,
that's good shit.
What the hell was my number 2? Why?
Was it Jericho?
Oh, that's right, Jericho's debut.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
And my number 3 was Pillman's Got a Gun.
Yep.
Ooh, nice one.
Ernest was
1 2 3 Kid.
Yep.
Okay. Fold wins the title. and then
This Is
that
Your
was your
Life.
life. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to bring anything new and original to the conversation,
Yeah. I'm
trying
for
to
this one.
think, because like the only one I actually had in mind was the milk truck, which apparently has already
Yeah,
been mentioned. But honestly, that whole episode, that whole Austin Alliance Appreciation Night episode, like if you ever just want to watch a random 2001 episode of Raw and you just have like 2 hours of your life to spend, I can't tell you if there's any good wrestling on it. I can tell you there's a ton of good interviews on it. There's like Sean Spears has a good interview on it. Was that his name? What the fuck is Meat's name?
Sean Stasiak
Sean Stasiak. There we go.
or Meat
Sean Spears is
10.
allegedly in AEW.
10.
But yeah, Sean Stasiak, like even he has his like, take 46. What? Like it's hysterical, honestly.
I almost just showed you the next topic.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, no, that's probably one of my favorite episodes. Stephanie McMahon singing "You Are the Wind Beneath Our Wings" to Austin with a little bouncing Austin head across the
Yes.
lyrics on the video.
Fantastic.
Everything about that was amazing. And then Kurt Angle coming out with the milk truck. I mean, that's probably my
there's-
favorite episode of Raw, period.
There's two that we haven't talked about that I want to talk about.
Good.
Okay.
DX invades WCW.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
Oh
On
yeah,
tank.
98. Yeah.
Like, that's a revolutionary moment.
Yes.
That was a big one.
The Undertaker marrying Stephanie McMahon,
That was
or
on my list,
attempting
too.
to,
Yeah.
while she's tied to the Undertaker symbol.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah,
There was a lot of stuff in like 98, 99 that at least is highly memorable. And then like, you got, you know what? Here's one that I'll throw out there just as a raw memory. I'm not saying this is one of the best memories, but y'all remember when there was an hour of Raw that was technically WCW's during
Yes.
2001
Yes.
Oh
that
yeah.
had the lone Buff Bagwell match in WWE history.
So bad.
It was like him versus Booker T for the title, and
So
at the end
bad.
of the show, like literally The Rock and
Buried.
like they got kicked out of the building. I think it was like Austin and Angle like kicked Booker T and Buff Bagwell out of the
Buried.
building. And that's another one that's like just for the sheer what the fuckness of it is
Right.
worth going back and watching that like hour of television. That's a fun one.
From a what the fuck standpoint,
There's a lot of what the fuck. Katie Vick got fucked on Raw. There's a lot of what the fuck.
buddy.
Oh boy.
I wasn't saying from like the what the fuck, like what the fuck are they doing? It was more like the what the fuck
Or who
was
the
that?
fuck they're doing.
Nexus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when they
The
debuted.
Nexus debut where they choked out Justin Roberts with a tie and it cost Daniel Bryan his job.
Yeah, that was a good one.
They destroyed the ring. They destroyed everybody around. They
Mhm.
did.
Yeah,
There,
that
there
was a
was
freaking
no
wild.
like that was wild.
Okay, wait, I got one for you.
Okay.
It's 2011.
Okay.
It's in Miami. It's the return of Brock Lesnar. His first time back.
Yeah.
That's a
When
good one.
Nobody
He
expected it.
started
Like
yucking John Cena around the ring, right?
Yep, like you sort of heard the rumors that he was possibly coming, but nobody actually believed it was definitely going to be a thing, especially when he didn't show up at Mania the night before. We were all kind of like, all right, I guess that's it. That's not that, like, we're not seeing him. And then you get to the end of Raw, and I swear to you, I was with a whole group of people
I didn't go to that Raw.
watching. I didn't go to that Raw either.
I had to work.
Yeah, you had to work, and I didn't go.
You fucking
And
hear.
I was with a group of people.
Like you
Yes.
just hear that, you're like,
Yup.
oh.
So I'm with this group of people watching this Raw in like a hotel room, and I'll never forget. And there might have been some alcohol involved, but I'll never forget. One of the people in this room
There was alcohol involved.
turns to all of us after Brock Lesnar returns and literally says the words, "There was life before Brock Lesnar returned, and there was life after Brock Lesnar returned. Welcome to life after Brock Lesnar returned." And it was like that was it. And honestly, 6 months later, I broke up with my first girlfriend. So he wasn't wrong, is all I'm saying. Like, I ended up gay and shit. This is all because of Brock Lesnar's return. Like, honestly, I fuck men because Brock Lesnar walked. So.
And that ain't a knee slapper, buddy.
So wait, but speaking of night after Mania Raws for a while are full of these moments. Honestly, like I was there in Jersey when Dolph Ziggler cashed in the Money in the Bank and won. That was on a Raw after Mania. That's a good one right there. Enzo and Cass, when they first debuted, was on a Raw after Mania. And honestly, like the pop that they got at their initial debut, that was everything. That was awesome. Special shout out to Mae Young and Mark Henry's son. Yes.
Handy.
I hear he has arthritis now, so best wishes to him. There's a GoFundMe.
I think we just killed Jim. Between the GoFundMe and Handy.
Jesus Christ. Why do I do
the last one that I want to talk about, then we can move on. It's probably one of the most iconic moments from someone that cut a promo. Hi, Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Oh, the pipe bomb.
I mean, we have to talk about it, right?
Oh my God.
We have to.
Oh, that
Wait,
was on
the
Raw,
fe-
right? Yeah.
The
That was
Festival
on-
of Friendship.
Yep, that's another good one.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Talk about more recent years. Like that's got to be probably like number one of the last
Recently,
like decade.
Yeah, you just made the
Yeah.
list.
That was everything. That entire segment, like that was a
Why is my
year
name
worth
on
of
there?
storyline.
And again, you can question where he was on January 6th all you want, but Chris Jericho is so good inside the squared circle and on a wrestling TV screen. Like, why is my name on here? And just like Owens just fucking wrecks him and throws him through the Jared. And I also
No, that was
love
incredible.
I also love that the Jeritron 3000 in like the year 2018 was still the same piece of shit, like
Just
old
TV screen.
TV that weighed like 106 pounds.
It was a fucking Vizio. Like
that wasn't even a Vizio. That was like a
It
Westinghouse.
was like a Westinghouse fucking, probably a plasma. Like it's so good. Like the fact that that thing never aged was great as well.
Didn't Boombox Brock also debut on Raw?
Yes,
Couple
Money
years
in the
ago?
Brock.
Yeah.
Money in the Brock. Yeah.
Money
I
Brock.
remember-
makes sense.
That was fun.
There's so many great Brock moments. Like I remember him ripping a car apart and just chucking
He almost
the
hit. He almost
doors.
took out 3 rows.
He almost murdered people because the door that he threw almost ended up in the floor seats.
Sounds right.
Like just
I'll say it again. When Brock Lesnar's around, wrestling is fun. I'm just saying.
And dangerous.
and dangerous.
And from an in-ring perspective, one of my two of my favorite spots that happened on Monday Night Raw, Evan Bourne shooting star press into the RKO.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That happened on Raw, and the Shawn Michaels after Shelton Benjamin springboards.
The greatest super kick in the history of wrestling.
Greatest super kick ever.
Also, there's a great. I've seen the clip so many times of the greatest long sell.
The Triple H one.
Yeah, with Triple H, like he and he just.
Yep. That's a good one.
Michael's like, come on, fall over.
That's a great one.
It's so good. All right, here's some trivia. Well, from the first Raw, which was again 30 years ago yesterday.
Okay.
Can you name the first match that was on Monday Night Raw?
It was Yokozuna in it?
Yokozuna was in it. Who did he face?
Was it someone that we would know, or was it just a total jobber?
No, you would know him. He's actually a Hall of Famer.
Barry Horowitz?
No.
Tatanka?
Why was I going to guess Barry Horowitz?
No, but Barry Horowitz should be in the Hall of Fame.
I didn't think he was a Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer.
Let me double check. I believe this person is a WWE Hall of Famer.
It's going to get it confirmed.
Coco Beware.
There it is.
Wow, he is a Hall of
Yokozuna versus
Famer.
Coco Beware, and he is a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah,
he is.
Okay,
like 3
I
or 4
thought
years
so.
ago.
Yeah,
Yep,
2009.
too.
All right, and do you know the main event from the first episode of Monday Night?
Undertaker versus Damian Demento.
There it is.
Yeah. Say that yet.
I've seen that episode way too many times, to be honest.
That one I had.
That one's
I had
the
slam
easier
dunk.
question.
Well, because I don't know about you, but I feel like most wrestling fans, like myself, once every 5 years, you're just like, oh, da-di-da-di-da. I'm going to go back and watch every episode of Raw. And you get through like week 3. But
And
so
you're
you've
like,
seen
right.
that Undertaker Damian Demento match
And you're
one
like,
too
oh my
many
God,
times.
this is so bad. By the way, I've been watching not watching like full attention to it, but I have a TV right next to my desk in my office here. So I've been going every Royal Rumble from the beginning.
Love
and,
it.
oh my God, are there some just god awful
God.
things?
Wait, let me ask you a question because Mike and I did this last year. Are you watching the Rumble only or the entire event?
No, the whole shows. I come down in the morning, I turn on my cock, and I put the Royal Rumble on. And
Of course you
let
do.
it play. And I just
Yeah,
let it
no.
play.
I'm rewatching 2018 right now, Raw and
Really?
SmackDown.
Really?
Yeah.
We're also rewatching WWE
I've plugged
ECW.
this. I've
Well,
plugged
yeah,
this already.
Podcast. Yes.
Yes.
Plug.
We'll do that at the end of the night. But literally, because of whatever my free time is, I've just kind of been turning because that was Ambrose getting hurt, Jason Jordan being tag champion with Seth Rollins. You know, Roman was the Intercontinental Champion up until last week where he lost it to The Miz.
So
You know,
so the other day I end up on the 1998 Royal Rumble, and I
oh
look
God,
over,
why?
and I look over and I see Max Mini,
Yep.
Mosaic, and Nova wrestling Battalion El Torito, not the same one,
Correct.
and Tarantula with
Sonny
Sonny
as
as
the
the special
referee.
referee. And I'm just like, how is this real?
I think I listened to the Something to Wrestle with Bruce
Oh my
Pritchard,
God.
and they did like a recap of this show or whatever. I don't know if it was him or if it was somebody else.
One of them.
Yeah, 'cause this is the one in San Antonio. So this is
Yeah.
the one Mil Mascaris was
97.
in.
This
is
was
Mil
one
Yob,
of
right?
it was one of Clone Rad's podcast. But literally, I was crying because they were talking about this match, and I was just someone literally was like, Sonny like not knowing where she's supposed to stand, getting in the way. It was fucking comical.
I mean, that show was all about HBK and Taker's match. No,
Yeah.
granted,
Oh
Sean
my
got hurt in
goodness,
that match,
man! It
but
was just. I'm just sitting there like, how the hell is this real life? And also, how did Sonny go from that to where she is now? It is one of the
Yeah.
biggest falls from grace.
Drugs.
Wow, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's true.
Drugs.
Drugs are a hell of a drug.
Drugs are bad, kids. If you want more proof, look at
Tammy
Tammy
Lynn.
Sitch in 2022 and Sonny in 1998. And don't do drugs, kids.
100% don't do drugs.
All right,
Not
I
too
guess. Who's next? Is it,
I am.
Garcia?
It's game show time.
Yes.
All right, so I've stolen this from TikTok fame, Straight Shooting.
They're awesome.
Guess the wrestler via accomplishment. So what happens here is I have 7 accomplishments for the wrestlers that I have selected. I'll read them off. Each of you will get 3 guesses. Once you've used your guesses, you're done for that wrestler. So if you decide that you want to make a guess, I guess just chime in that you want to make a guess before I move on to the next accomplishment.
Should this be like when we used to play Jeopardy where we say our name
Yes,
to like
that's
chime
fine.
in?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let me pull up the rusty trusty notepad here. All right, wrestler number 1 is a 6-time TNA Tag Team Champion. Anyone? All right, he is a 1-time WWE United States Champion.
Okay.
1-time 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 champion.
Okay. He held the TNA tag titles.
TNA.
He only won the 24/7 title one time.
1.
Jim.
Yes, Jim.
Bully Ray.
Incorrect.
Oh, I was going to say that actually too.
This man is a 1-time NXT champion.
Joe.
Yes.
Do I have to say it in the form of a question?
No.
Can I?
If
Anyway,
you want to.
You can.
who is Robert Roode?
Bobby.
Noise.
Glorious.
Bobby Roode.
I almost guessed R-Truth, but that was like 247.
Yeah, I was going to
24/7
say
was-
it's like
title
a
reign short.
one-time.
I was going to say Bully Ray too, Jim. You said
Other accomplishments, he is a 2-time Raw Tag Team Champion, a 1-time SmackDown Champion, and the one that would have probably given it away if nobody got in there, he was a 2-time TNA World Champion.
I would have thought the NXT champion. Not knowing the exact number, I would have guessed he would have had 2 reigns with the NXT title. But
Makes sense. All right, number 2. This man is a WWE Hall of Famer.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
He is a Triple Crown champion.
Wait, define Triple Crown.
United States,
Intercontinental,
World.
and WWE or World?
WWE.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's WWE. He is not only a Triple Crown, but he's also a Grand Slam champion.
Wait, what did we add there?
Tag titles.
Okay.
Because this man is a 3-time WWF tag team champion.
EJ.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels?
Incorrect.
Fuck.
3-time WWF tag team champion?
WWF.
Okay.
This man is an 18-time hardcore champion.
Good Lord.
WWF hardcore champion. No WCW hardcore title runs.
What other belts did he hold? He has a Grand Slam
Mhm.
and Triple Crown and a Full House.
He ranked number 5 in the PWI Top 500 in 2005.
Fuck, I got nothing. Wow, he was still around in 2005?
This might open up the horizon of how long he was in WWE. He is also a 1-time European champion.
Joe,
Yes,
this is wrong, but who is Edge?
incorrect.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, so the Triple Crown you said was U.S.
I see.
I'm gonna bring up his Wikipedia so I can confirm the
confirm the titles that he
Yep.
won. And he was a one-time Hall of Famer?
correct.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Can I say it again? Oh, I'm done.
Wait, Jim.
No, you have 3 guesses. But
Oh,
Jim just
yeah.
said his name.
Christian.
It is not Christian.
I was gonna say Christian too.
Not Christian.
Shit.
This man is a 1-time WWE champion,
Mhm.
1-time Intercontinental champion,
Uh-huh.
1-time United States champion, 1-time European champion, 3-time WWF Tag Team champion, the European Championship, and he was in this is gonna narrow it down, and this should be the slam dunk. He was a member of the 2020 Hall of Fame class.
2020.
Ernest.
Is it British Bulldog?
Incorrect.
Fuck.
2020 is like the lost year. Who made it in that
he
year?
got in. He got in that year though.
Yeah, he never won the WWF title though.
Right. I was just thinking maybe it's the time he won.
Should have, but didn't.
So Ernest is out of guesses.
Oh, I guess it's yeah.
Okay.
That one, oh,
Just trying to
shit.
think about European.
Oh,
champions.
wait a sec. I know who it is, man. God, it's so.
Weren't there only like 3 European champions? I feel like this shouldn't be that difficult.
I know who it is now.
No, you don't. It's not Paul Orndorff. Shut up.
We'll see if they get their guesses out, and if not, then I'll let you come back and see.
There were literally like 3 European champions.
Right.
There was Shawn Michaels. There
I'm
was
gonna text you
Triple H.
private right now.
Owen wasn't.
It was British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Who the fuck
Owen
else?
Hart definitely won the European title, but he never won the WWF.
He never won the WWF, and he's not a Hall of Famer.
Correct.
Am I right?
Hold on, it hasn't come through yet. No, it's not.
It's not.
I didn't even see what he said.
I know
I'm a
you
little
didn't.
disappointed.
I know you didn't, but it wasn't him anyways. So you would have wasted a guess.
Shit.
I know, but now I could rule somebody out if I had seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Triple H. That's not an official guess.
2020
I'm
Hall of
saying.
Fame though. 2020 Hall of Fame.
Who the hell? I can't remember who was in the. Besides Batista, no, because Batista backed out
Yeah, he
of
backed
the
up.
2020. I couldn't even tell you.
Okay. Joe,
Yes.
who is Kane?
Incorrect. That was his guess.
That's the one. That's why I texted him.
That's
So I texted him.
Yes.
That's a good guess.
That was a good
Yeah.
Who
guess.
the hell was a WWE champion? I'm not going to be able to come up with it.
Okay, who is it, Mike?
I mean, are you giving up?
I can't think of a single other European champion.
He is the wrestling god, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Fuck me.
Wow.
He won the tag titles 3 times with
Yeah,
Farouk.
no, makes
Won the
sense.
European title, and then he had the WWE title run. So yeah, that
Fuck,
I felt like that one might stump you guys. So I'm glad to know
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I wouldn't have guessed that he was an 18-time hardcore champion.
That
And that-
24/7
Man.
those rules. Like he probably had like 14 runs where he lost it that same
And
night.
they did them at house shows. Like that.
Yep.
That's the thing too. Is like they were on these
Mhm.
house show runs. They would do those fucking deals. Damn it.
All right. Next up, number 1 in the top 500 wrestlers of 1991.
Of 1991?
Yep.
Wait, top 100 according
Top
to who?
500. He was
Dude.
number 1 in the PWI.
PWI. Okay. 1991.
Correct.
Okay.
PWI. 91 was what WrestleMania? WrestleMania 8.
Buddy, why are
No.
you talking this out loud? You're gonna give everybody else
Exactly.
options
And
here.
it's wrong, by the way. You're up on 1 year. But
Literally, like there's 7 more that I
Jim.
can give you.
Which
Yes,
direction
Jim.
am I wrong in?
Ultimate Warrior.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Joe.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan.
Correct.
Okay.
that's what I guess. I was going to guess Sting first.
Was that
actually.
Mania
Hogan.
7?
Yeah, Mania 7, correct.
I mean, Hogan was a good guess for Mania 7 or 8, to be fair.
Yeah.
Joe
I would have
has
guessed
2.
Sting actually did too. Also,
No, but see, that's why I was asking what the ranking was, because like PWI is always going to go like WWE star for the most part at number 1.
The other clues were number 1 top 500 through the years. This was announced in 2003. So basically, they did a compact list of
Right.
whatever to 02, and he was number 1 overall. 6-time WCW World Champion, 6-time WWE/WWF champion, 2-time
I would
Hall
have
of Famer,
definitely gotten it there.
and
Yeah,
one. I actually had 1-time tag champ because of the tag title run with the Edge.
If you should have thrown in like wanted to fuck his daughter or something like that.
Oh God, why?
Hey,
Why? All right.
Did you not see his TNA run?
All right, number 4. 4-time WCW World Champion.
What happened?
4-time WCW World Champion.
Okay.
1-time King of the Ring.
So he held the WCW title 4
Ernest.
times.
I'm thinking I'm wrong here. I'm gonna try anyway. Lex Luger.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Winner of WCW World War III.
Oh. Okay.
Another one.
He won a King of the Ring, you said?
Correct. Worked what was rated the worst match in 1996.
God, that could be anybody.
Oh, just wait.
Okay. Wait. 4-time world champion in WCW?
4-time WCW World Champion.
But not necessarily in WCW.
4-time
Okay.
WCW World
Okay.
Champion.
Okay. Heard.
1-time WWF Intercontinental Champion.
I'm gonna take a stab here. Probably. I haven't. Shit.
Bro, you haven't had an idea since 1998. Don't fool nobody.
This is true.
You ain't lying.
Fuck.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
The first one is throwing me off though.
Just get something wrong so that we know something that's not right. Come on,
Another
you
one.
can
Do
do
another
it.
one. No, it's not it. Go.
2-time WWF Champion.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Joe,
Yes.
who's Bret Hart?
Incorrect.
I disagree.
He didn't hold the WCW title 4 times. He got kicked in the head too early.
Yeah, and he won world title 5 times.
And he was a 5-time.
5 times, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Like I have.
Only so many people won King of the Ring.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, final clue.
Okay.
Number 2 in the PWI Top 500 in 1992.
In 1992.
EJ.
Yes.
Ric Flair.
Incorrect.
Bro, he was like WCW champion 10 times.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, again, the clues. 4-time WCW World Champion, 1-time King of the Ring winner, winner of World War III, 2-time WWF Champion, 1-time Intercontinental Champion, number 2 in the PWI.
Oh, I
top
know who it
500
is. I know
two,
who it is.
and worked the worst match in 1996. You have one more guess, Ernest. Why are you yelling?
Oh, EJ.
Yes.
Randy Savage.
First name Macho, last name Man.
There you go.
96, really? What match was that? 96 worst match. Was him and Hogan?
That was the absolute worst fucking cage match that Joe ever made me sit through. Uncensored 96, where it was him and Hulk Hogan versus the forces to end Hulkamania. God awful. The worst match of all fucking time.
It was like the Four Horsemen
Four Horsemen
plus
and
the Dungeon of Doom.
in that fucking triple cage bullshit.
Oh god, wasn't Zeus in that match?
Probably. That's why it was
Fucking Tiny Lister was in that match.
This one, I don't know if you guys will get this one, and because you guys didn't get JBL, that's why I don't know that you'll get this one.
Who is Farouk?
Incorrect. That's one of your guesses, asshole.
Damn.
27-time WWF Hardcore Champion.
Okay.
He is 0-1 in Lucha de Apuentes matches.
Is that the hair or the
Yes,
mask?
that is the hair.
The hair. Okay.
He is a one-time WWF United States Champion.
I got nothing.
One-time WCW Tag Team Champion.
WCW?
Yes, World Championship Wrestling.
Okay. So he lost the WCW title and his hair, but not in the same match.
An Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer.
But that's like 5 people. That should narrow it down.
Then this should be easy.
Jim.
Yeah, that should
EJ.
narrow it down.
Ernest.
Is it Bobby Lashley?
Incorrect.
Okay.
The fuck,
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley never had hair in his entire wrestling career. How did he lose a hair versus hair match?
I don't know. I remember Bobby Lashley
Jim,
for
are you trying to make a
2003.
guess or
Yeah, he did say Jim though.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up?
Al Snow.
Incorrect?
Oh wow.
Wouldn't that be fucked up?
That'd have been epic.
If someone was like bald and challenged someone to a hair versus hair match. It's just
How
like,
fair?
bro,
I mean,
How fair is
Lashley
that?
was in a hair versus hair match.
he was.
In Ernest's defense, Bobby Lashley was.
He
in
was?
hair
Correct.
versus hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
He
Trump
wrestled
versus
for Donald
McMahon,
Trump's
you
hair.
dummy.
I was watching back then. That's like 25 or 26 or what it was.
It was like
Mania?
24.
Yeah.
One-time NWA World Champion.
And he lost the hair versus hair match. And he's a TNA Hall of Famer.
Mhm.
It's,
Jim.
Jim.
okay.
JEFFJARRETT.
No.
God damn.
Is it
Mhm.
Ric Flair? I will guess Ric Flair.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Get another guess.
4-time ECW Tag Team Champion.
Oh shit. Oh, Joe.
Yes,
Who's Raven?
correct.
Nice.
The final one was 2-time ECW World Champion was the final clue.
I remember all his hardcore title like matches and
Mhm.
shit.
All right, so the running count through week 1. Joe has 3 victories. Ernest has 1 no contest. I'll probably bring that back. If it's not next week, I'll probably bring it back the week
Yeah,
after.
no, this is fun.
This is fun. I, love this. Shit.
I think this is a nice change of pace. It's fun
That's,
to.
like I said, that's something that I have because I have like a running list of topics for the 3CT Tuesday pod.
Mhm.
And that's on the list.
Yeah, because that's one that you can almost bring anything into the fold.
Like do marry kill about wrestling stables.
That's not bad either. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, we've done those before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we did what Joe goes.
Y'all
Joe's
kept
hysterical
killing
though.
Ric Flair.
All right.
Yeah,
Any-
good.
Mike, is that it? Or any more?
That's all. That's all. I only did 5 for this week.
All right, okay.
Because, oh Jesus Christ!
Listen
I
to
want
our
this-
other
hold on.
podcast in like 4 weeks.
Yeah. I want this to be a thing that we do regularly. So I didn't want to like do like 10 this week and then be like,
Right.
not gonna search for wrestlers.
Yeah.
So last night while we were recording episode 5 of ECW, Ric Flair took on the Big Show in an Extreme Rules
Because of
match
course he did.
for the ECW World Title.
Obviously.
Oh my God, that sounds
It was
terrible.
so bad. So literally at one point, me and Joe Woo Wings comes into fucking both of our fucking minds.
Wings!
Going woo. So literally, the next time someone chops at a wrestling show and someone goes woo, me and Joe are just gonna yell wings.
Yeah, for real. Here, chop. Woo. Just Mike and I standing up. Wings.
That's not a Mount Rushmore for bites on the board, Jim.
We're
for the record.
literally we're dying while we were recording that fucking episode of just yelling woo wings the whole fucking time.
You know how Big Show beat him? Beat him with a fucking chicken wing.
You put him in the chicken wing.
There you go.
Wings. All right, Joe, you're the last topic.
Joe, you go.
Oh, wow, we're up to the last topic already?
Oh yeah, we only had 3 topics tonight. It was guess the thing, the Raw 30, because we knew this one was going to take up.
Yeah, touche.
Because
Now we're getting serious. Now we're getting serious now.
Because
Now we're
you're
getting
going to
serious.
obviously talk about the.
Well, it's I mean, okay, I feel like I don't even have to really introduce this topic, right? Like it's the topic. We probably should have started with this, but I was late.
You were working.
In
I
our
was-
in
I
your
was.
defense, we didn't get this till we didn't do this on 3CT till the second half.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. I mean, yeah, it keeps people listening. This is the main event, if
Yeah.
you will. So, yeah, big week in WWE behind the scenes news.
Huge.
Since we last recorded this show, Vince McMahon basically had a hostile takeover of the company.
Basically,
Came back. Like it's like someone was like, "Hey, you know you own 80% of this company, right?" And he was like, "Oh shit." And then like
strutting back into Titan Tower.
right, exactly. Like it was like the fucking scene in Spider-Man 3. He was
he
Tobey
didn't-
Maguire.
He didn't strut back into it. Hit the soundbite of the Kool-Aid Man real quick.
Oh yeah.
He kicked the fucking doors in a Titan Tower. Was like, "Oh yeah, I'm back, bitches."
Started just throwing out what are they fucking called?
Pink slips.
No, the other thing where they can't talk about shit.
NDAs.
Oh, NDA.
Yeah, NDAs. He was like, "You get an NDA, grab the tit. You get an NDA, grab an ass." Like that was literally just
He's fucking
walking down the hall.
He's throwing them out like it's fucking Halloween candy. One for you, and one for you, and one for you. and
You
one for
can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it.
you. He's the Oprah Winfrey of NDAs. You get an NDA.
Oh my god.
Everybody gets an NDA.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, so that's a thing that happened. Vince McMahon is back in control.
Scumbag.
And supposedly
Horrible human being.
I love how no more than 5 minutes ago we said, and now's when we get serious. And then the words
Hold my beer.
Oprah Winfrey of NDAs happened.
There's the title of the show tonight.
yes,
There it is.
that is the title of
We
the
didn't
show
count
tonight.
this time, EJ, so you don't text us after the show.
No, I got the phone here. I'm good.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry,
So-
guys. Sorry that I had to break you guys on that one. That one was just too good not to go.
So Vince McMahon is back, as we've established. Girls, hide your panties. Vince McMahon is back at WWE headquarters. And with him returning, Stephanie McMahon decided she was going to resign like a day after.
Shit, I'm out.
It was like literally a day after they put out a press release that was like nothing's gonna change with the rest of the people in charge. Stephanie was like about that and decided to take her leave. And I kind of I don't know why she
Not
did
even
that.
leave.
This
Like,
was
literally
the
left.
sound of Stephanie McMahon leaving Titan Tower.
Beep beep.
So so Friday was when Vince basically came back. Correct?
Yes.
Officially, yeah.
Yeah.
So Friday at SmackDown, obviously, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. We are where we're at.
Yes.
And then Tuesday,
Stephanie is like,
then now
deuces.
forever together.
I gotta go. And now, mind you, in the midst of all this, we also find out that
Three members
WWE,
of the board of directors got fucking
three
kicked right
three
in
of
the
them leave. Two of them are like, I'm not sticking around for this, much like Steph.
I don't think 3 of them left. I think 3 of them were told to kick fucking rocks.
Well, yes, but then 2 more of them also
It was
left.
last
like,
Thursday. It was announced he was
Well,
planning
the
to return.
three that
that left that
left
like
that
to
got
get replaced was
like
yeah
those were 3 that basically
Oh, for sure.
took the reins on getting Vince out.
For
Like,
sure.
That's come out that the three that got
No surprise.
tipped rocks were basically the ones that were the ones controlling going after Vince to get him out of power.
No surprise.
No.
So, all right. So, okay, here's where we're at now. So, Vince is back. Steph leaves. Then we find out that the company is for sale. There's just there's a cute for sale sign just right on the front, like
Then
open house.
Then we found out that they were sold.
Well, supposedly. So nothing goes hand in hand with sexual harassment better than beheadings. So of course the company might be sold to Saudi Arabia. That's a thing. Apparently the whole country might just own the wrestling company if you listen to people on the internet. That's a possibility. Also, maybe Disney, because those are so close to the same thing. So I feel like it'd be kind of fun to talk about the different potential buyers for WWE, but I also feel like we also just kind of need to sit down and all together kind of unpack a truly monumental what the fuck week on the business side of WWE. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me as a fan, it's hard not to feel like, damn, well, there goes that really fun 6-month ride, because who knows what's about to happen. Like, I don't even feel like I can predict what WrestleMania is going to be like anymore, because I don't even know who's going to be in charge of creative come WrestleMania season.
I don't think anything drastic with creative will be done. I think we're kind of in a pattern now where WrestleMania has kind of been decided. I don't think someone's going to come in with a pair of scissors and start cutting shit up now. We got 3.5 months to get there. I think it's the same thing.
I don't know.
SummerSlam was the way that it was because we were already there with Vince being gone, but we already had everything moving. Where I say everything goes, and we've had a constant communication through the group chat about all of it. First off, to the wrestling fans that are, Vince is coming back. Vince is going to be a part of the day-to-day operations. Vince is going to take creative back. Vince has made it very well known that Vince McMahon would never approve a sale to a company if he wasn't involved. He wouldn't approve any kind of TV deals. He wouldn't approve any kind of things unless it had the Vince McMahon handprint on it. Here's the thing. 81% of the company gives him the ability to do that. It is what it is. It's not fun. It's not pretty. It sucks. Let's be 100% transparent. But the transparency also has to be the fact that Vince McMahon has made it publicly known that if WWE was to ever be sold, he would have his hands straight up in it. And if you want Vince McMahon to go away, you kind of have to let him be involved with the sale so he goes away.
Yeah,
potentially.
But the way I look at it is the only company, and I may be wrong in this assessment, and that's okay. The only company that will keep Vince McMahon in any type of power if they sell to them is the Saudis. Disney ain't going to want anything to do with him. Comcast ain't going to want anything to do with him. The UFC company that's involved ain't going to want anything to do with him because of how bad the Dana White stuff is getting them. The Dana White stuff is getting them raked over the coals. Now you're going to let someone who has basically paid hush money to keep people quiet. That's even worse than fucking getting into an altercation with your wife.
I mean, it's worse, but I mean, Dana White has faced public backlash, but no real repercussions of what he did.
But when you look at it, and this is where I'll compare Dana to Vince McMahon, okay? Dana White's 45-year-old, 50 maybe, been around for a while, is one of the strongest bookers of the fight game. Vince McMahon at 78 years old could die in the next 6 months. He's 53.
Yeah.
Okay. Still 53 compared to 78. You know, the way I look at it is, if you take just the last 6 months and you leave the people that were in power for the last 6 months with whomever decides to take over the financial responsibility of the company, if you stay with what you have right now, I think you're just fine. I think the reality of the situation is you got to get Vince to sell And I think the only company that keeps him in any kind of power position would be the Saudis. So at this point, we were all on DEFCON 5 a couple days ago because it looked like the Saudi sale was.
I wasn't.
No, I'm saying us as in wrestling social
the
media.
wrestling fan collective was. Yeah.
Wrestling social media turned into fucking World War III. Something that was won by Randy Macho Man Savage, as you learned in our previous segment.
Wait, you want to hear a fun one that I just came across on Facebook?
The one that's got 0.0% chance of actually fucking happening? Sure, lay it on me.
I don't,
there's no
0.0.
So you know what I'm talking about then.
The Shad and Tony Khan are not buying WWE.
Everyone said that about WWE buying WCW.
It only cost WWE.
That's a whole lot different than this.
It's going to cost them $8 billion. And
you don't think they have $8 billion?
No, but if I'm Vince McMahon and Shad and Tony Khan are going to try to come buy it for me, I'm selling it to you for $15 million. I'm getting fucking 8x what I want. Like,
maybe
Vince bought the smoldering ashes of WCW from AOL Time Warner.
He bought the video library
on the dollar.
Yeah,
it was the library. WCW.
He didn't buy WCW. He bought the fucking video library of WCW. Like, let's be real.
That's my point. That's my point. He bought the smoldering ash of what was left of WCW for pennies on the dollar.
Here the reality of the situation is Vince McMahon didn't work on building a wrestling company to sell his wrestling company for $8 billion to another wrestling company. He'd rather sell it to Mickey Mouse and let them turn into the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse before he fucking let Shad Khan and Tony Khan buy it for $8 billion.
I think he just kind of wants the money.
Oh, he 100% wants the money. That's why he came back to force the sale.
But yeah, look.
I mean, hell, he could have sold 30% of his stock and still had 51% of ownership. And at $90 a share, gotten fucking however much money, but he doesn't want the fucking headache.
Okay, so realistically, wait, let's talk about this from this perspective. As a fan, which is all we are, what company, if a company had to buy WWE, and you can go ahead and say you'd like to see someone private, who would you feel most comfortable WWE being in their hands?
Amazon.
What?
Amazon. That isn't
why Amazon? I mean, I'm curious for your reasoning.
That isn't a bad.
Because of the way that they're set up, they can sell merch easier too, especially too with their setup and everything. It would be actually a very easy streamline, and especially the access, especially too, because everybody has Amazon at this point. So I would trust Amazon and Bezos to have the right people in line to market not just the on-screen stuff, but even the merchandising and whatnot.
Interesting. Okay, Jim.
I would say probably NBC Universal or Disney, but I'll go NBC Universal.
Okay.
They're an entertainment company who has a streaming platform. They've been in business with the WWE forever, so they know how the WWE business operates. And I think a key to, and let's be honest, when the WWE sells, I don't think we're in a matter of if at this point anymore.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
So when the WWE sells, I think having a situation where really the day-to-day of WWE continues to be ran by the people who are running WWE. Like, yeah. So NBC Universal buys it. They're going to be overseeing and making sure that the WWE is still making money for them and all of that. Because if it stops making money, then it goes away. But why would you mess with a company that has been pulling record profits,
printing money
for the last 2-3 years? Every year they make record profit every year. Why would you touch that? Why would you change that? Why would you do anything? You're just the owner. Now you're raking in the record profits, not the McMahons and the shareholders of WWE. So yeah, I would say I would feel most comfortable if NBC Universal bought it.
How about you, Mike?
I'll go with the other one that Jim mentioned. If it's not NBC Universal, I think Disney's the other one that feels the safest.
Disney to me is the safest. Disney grows the company the most.
Yes and no. Because I feel like we may be inclined more back into a PG era with Disney to be more family friendly, which kind of sucks.
I'm okay with that. Well, because they haven't really been doing that much non-PP.
It just I'm not going to say that that's the straw that breaks the camel's back for me. Let me just say that. But when you look at Disney, the effects department that they have for things, Uncle Howdy would be 8x better with Disney graphics behind it. The thought process of and Ernest obviously mentions Amazon with their ability to streamline merchandise. Go put WWE t-shirts in the middle of Magic Kingdom or Epcot, or have wrestlers appear. NXT's in Orlando. It's
How about WWE Park?
They would totally open up a WWE, at least a ride, or
they would open.
something.
They would open up an area. I don't think you'd get its own park.
Yeah,
you know what you get too? A restaurant.
You'd get a Hall of Fame.
You'd probably get a restaurant.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
Hall of Fame restaurant.
Yeah, downtown
a themed area of
Disney Springs. You probably get a physical Hall of Fame
and Disney
and a restaurant.
And the thing with Disney, in my mind, too, is you don't have just one potential streaming platform for WWE to be on. You've got like 4. Like you've got Disney Plus, which lacks in something to give it regular new content on a weekly basis the way WWE could.
And it has no sports.
And it has no sports whatsoever. It has a couple of the documentaries and stuff like that, like winter, Winter Olympics shit.
But they have
ESPN Plus. They have Hulu. They own 80% of Hulu or something like that, which already airs WWE programming, like the condensed versions of it. And I think that's the 3 that they have, but even that, that's 3 different options right there for Raw, SmackDown, all those things.
If they wanted to, they could create their own standalone WWE network again.
If they really wanted to. I don't think they would. I think they'd probably just have it as a feature somewhere.
Here's the thing: if you find a way to create money out of it, never say never.
So ESPN Plus is its own thing still.
If Disney were to buy the WWE, the Peacock deal goes away
for sure
once it expires.
What's that?
Once it expires, I still think it finishes out the rest of the
But
contract.
what might not go away, that would go away, I think, if Universal bought it. I don't know that you necessarily lose SmackDown on Fox, because Disney does business with Fox. They've bought most of Fox, and they've done regular business with what's left of Fox. So the idea of them still having a contract for a live program on Fox because I don't see them putting SmackDown on ABC. No. I don't think that's going to be your new TGIF. I would love to see Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen as part of the Divas Revolution.
The Bella Twins?
Yes, 100%. That would be amazing. They would kick ass. But I don't see that happening, nor do I see them putting it on ESPN or something like that. But look, if they don't have a deal with Fox, they could do any of those things because they have 70 networks on cable and TV and all that. But
the same thing that Warner Media has, but we can't get a Ring of Honor TV show. But I digress.
Right. So I definitely, to me, I think Disney is probably the biggest juggernaut.
What?
That's also the difference between WWE and AEW / Ring of Honor.
Another reason why Shad and Tony ain't buying it for $8 billion.
Yeah,
we can't get a TV deal for the shows that we actually own.
But I think that Disney, with the juggernaut that Disney is, it would have the potential to grow WWE into what it's been growing into anyway. Because think about it, WWE is such a universally recognizable business. It is the leader in its industry, which is saying a lot. Like, call it niche, call it whatever you want, but wrestling is still a pretty large industry. It's one of the few that produces live events. It's one of the few that gives you like sporting events and all of that. That's not like a major
even for
sporting
pandemic
group.
Even through a pandemic.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think the one thing that that I fear, we've talked about the positive. The one thing that I fear, and the other, and before we move on to that, I think the Comcast group, if Comcast got it, would also work because of their work inside of television. They have good communications with most networks.
Well,
So I
Comcast,
think that would.
Comcast is NBC Universal.
Is it?
Right.
Yes, it
is.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are one and the same.
Okay, I didn't know if they were.
I don't know
separate or
who owns who anymore. But
not. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was.
Yeah,
okay,
Comcast is in NBC Universal is one and the same.
Okay. But what fears me, okay, because we've talked about the positive. I want to bring up a negative here, and this.
Well,
is
now
something
before we get to the fears, because like Joe touched on how like WWE is like the leader of the wrestling business. Like, let's also make sure like we're clear on the fact that like this is also the difference, and another reason why I don't think the Shad and Tony Khan deal. And I understand Shad Khan is a businessman. I get that. But like they run a pro wrestling company,
right?
The WWE is a $1 billion entertainment company.
Yes,
like they like it is so
right?
much more and goes so much deeper than just professional wrestling.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Like, and like that's and I'm not, because I want anybody who like hears this or like this isn't just me going, and also I don't think a monopoly in pro wrestling is good either. But the merchandising deals, the music company, the film division, like there are so many layers of the business of WWE that I don't think right now the Khans are ready to take that on.
Oh yeah, no. The Khans buying WWE would be equivalent to
Horrible.
Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Yeah.
You're gonna get in way over your head way too quickly because you don't actually know what you're doing. You just have the money to buy it.
But yeah, anyway, sorry, Mike. The thing that scares you.
Yeah, fear. The one thing that I've felt that we've always had with WWE is it's always been here. Pandemic, always been around. It's the one thing we've been able to hold on to. What if a company comes in, takes this thing over, and thinks of it as a sport, and then it becomes a season, and then wrestlers take 3 months off? And we go 3 months without wrestling, or we break it up into seasons like an entertainment show. Like, oh, here's season 1 of Monday Night Raw, and it runs for 12 weeks. And then we're gone for 6 weeks. And then we come back for 12 weeks. Then we're gone for 6 weeks. Like this season of Grey's Anatomy. Like it's something where I get it. It's an entertainment company. But as an entertainment company, some people see entertainment and they see it as, oh, we have to break it up into seasons.
The only reason why
it's just a fear that I have, that someone that isn't hands into the wrestling and sports entertainment industry may look at this and go, well, we're doing such great ratings. What if we leave them with a cliffhanger? What if at the end of the last Raw before at the end of the season, the champion may get pinned?
Let me ask you this: Would you want that hypothetically?
No.
Okay.
No.
But I see the only reason why I don't think that would end up happening is because I feel like that then takes away part of the appeal of buying a company like WWE, because it is one of the only entertainment products that could be depended on for weekly new content,
right?
52 weeks a year. That was the reason why I was saying, like, with the whole Disney thing, where it's like Disney Plus doesn't have new content on a weekly basis that people are running to stream like they do for the 6 weeks that a new series of Marvel shows is out. And or like High School Musical, the series, the musical, the fucking Zac Efron. Like there's stuff like that they have, but they don't have something that it's like, okay, every single week we know we're gonna have something. Like look at something like right. HBO Max. Maybe I'm just saying this as someone who really is a big fan of HBO Max, but every week there's some new series that is airing. And you know what? Like at the end of the 8 weeks when House of the Dragon is done, Succession is back.
Okay, but
And then 8 weeks after that, you get the next show. And like, so like,
sure, but if you do 8 weeks of Monday Night Raw and you do 8 weeks of Friday Night SmackDown.
yeah, but that's only 16 weeks. They want something that they're getting 52 weeks out
Yes,
of.
but say you get 52 weeks. You go to WWE. The first 8 weeks is just the Raw roster. The next 8 weeks is just the SmackDown roster. The next 8 weeks is the Raw roster's back again. Like, you can get 52 weeks out of it.
Yeah, but that wouldn't give them the amount of content that like it's
Yeah.
not what you're buying when you buy WWE.
Yeah. Here's
if you're-
what I think. Here's what I think. There's potential that could happen. And this is something that we've kind of, as wrestling fans, talked about for years because there is no off season. But I think it may be an entertainment company that goes, well, you have 100 people on the roster, 100 characters on your TV show, and you're featuring 38 of them. We want to make money off of all 100 characters. So maybe after, when Austin Theory and Seth Rollins program is done, and you've gone through a 3-match arc or feud or whatever, whoever is not the US champion takes 4 to 6 weeks off. Make sure you get healthy, cool off, this and that. Somebody
Maybe record a couple of other things.
A new heater comes in, you do some other work for the company, you guest spot on SNL or whatever.
You're right.
And then we haven't heard from Bobby Lashley in a while, so here comes Bobby Lashley coming in. So
I don't have a problem with that.
I think there could be, and I personally don't think, and I don't think your concern is invalid at all, because in a world where the McMahons don't own WWE is something we've never lived in before.
Anything's in play,
right?
Yeah.
But what I'm not that concerned with it happening again, because I think that you have to know what you're buying, and if a company is buying the WWE, like, I don't think you're going to make as much money if you're only doing 8 weeks of the Raw roster and then 8 weeks of the SmackDown roster and then 8 weeks of the NXT roster.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right. So, but I think you could see maybe a little bit more shuffling of talent in and out, which isn't a bad thing, because there is a lot of unused and underutilized talent. So if that's what we would get out of it, then that could actually be a positive.
See, here's my biggest fear. If I'm putting out biggest fear, and it goes along a little bit with what you were just saying, like where we've never lived in a world where the McMahons don't own WWE, okay? In a world where the McMahons do own WWE, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it is broke, let's find a way to fix it. Because this is our baby, this is our money maker, this is our breadwinner. We have to come up with some sort of way. They did it in 1998. They did it again in 2020. They're always finding something. Because look, they could have been the people in 2020 who were just like, oh, there's a pandemic, shut down. That's it. Everyone else did. You know what I mean? They could have easily all just gone home and put on best ofs for 6 months. They didn't do that. They said, let's pivot. Let's figure this out. Let's be here for our fans, and let's continue making money, because that's what they needed to do. In a world where another company owns WWE, if it ends up broke, I don't know that they decide to fix it.
If I'm putting $8 billion into a company, I'm finding a fucking way to fix it.
But these companies, these big companies that are worth, $40 billion, they spend that kind of money on companies all the time. And then when that company is not worth anything anymore, they cut their losses and get out. Like, that's a thing.
I don't think Disney is going to spend 1/5 of $40 billion to look up and go, it's broken. What do we do?
I don't know how much they spent to buy Marvel, But in 10 years, if Marvel movies aren't making any money and no one's watching the TV shows, I don't know that they're going to be like, well, what can we do to, like, they might try to fix it a few times, but eventually they might cut losses.
The Comcast Corporation is worth $167.27 billion.
Right. So spending $7 billion on a company isn't this huge thing.
Yes.
It's like us going out and spending $20 on a pizza.
But
no, it's like you going out and buying $2 on a pizza,
right?
But
like,
and if that pizza sucks, you're probably okay with just tossing it aside.
Yeah.
If I spend money on food, I'm gonna eat it. Like, what the fuck?
Right. But if it's not a great pizza, it doesn't matter. It was $2.
I just won't go back.
Right. But
right.
But like, it doesn't matter because it's $2. If you buy a $2 something and it breaks, you don't.
No, but at the beginning, when we started making this conversation, the whole start of the conversation was a company that buys it is going to want weekly content to make more money. They're going to try to fix it at least once or twice before they throw their hands up.
But what I'm saying is Vince McMahon and a McMahon-owned WWE would have continued trying 100 times over.
Sure.
They'd have figured something out every single time. Nothing would stop them at any point. We literally saw this happen in history.
I'm not disagreeing.
I don't think a bigger company is necessarily going to be as tied to let's figure out making this work.
Depends on how much money they're making them.
Well, yeah, of course, but I'm saying like if it gets to the point where it's broken,
if it breaks 5 years into the sale, and they've made their money back plus some, they're going to try to find a way to fix it. Like if they've lost 150, 250, $500 million on it because it's been broken and it stays breaking.
I mean, we have the case study. The WCW is the case study.
WCW is the case study. Exactly.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, it kind of is because
Ted Turner didn't want wrestling anymore.
Well, no, not Ted Turner.
Oh, AOL didn't. Want
the bigger company that bought the smaller company.
And AOL Time Warner, one of the reasons that they didn't want wrestling was because it wasn't making them money.
That's why I'm saying if
so hold on, that's my point. Is so if NBC or Disney buys WWE, and 5-10 years from now, they made their money. The first couple years were great, making profits like always. And it starts to not make money and it starts to go down. There will be a point where they try and shuffle something, fix it. Let's see how we can do. But yeah. I mean, if there is a point where it's not, and that's where I think that line of, does the company who buys it run it, or do they let the WWE run itself and you just make the money from it? And that's why I think whoever buys it is going to let the WWE run itself.
I can see that.
Because the WWE knows how to make money. So why would you disrupt that? Now,
which is one of those things.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
And that's one of those things that I trust Disney about a little bit more, because that's what they've done with Marvel. That's what they've done with Lucasfilms, which does all the Star Wars movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they bought those companies, but then we're just like, okay, but continue doing what you guys have been doing because that's what's making money, and we just want you to make money.
See, I think the only company that we don't know that would do that is the Saudis. They're the only ones that we don't know what they would do with the committee. I think NBC Universal stays the same. I think Disney stays the same. I don't know about the whole UFC-led group because I don't know anything about those guys. I don't know what their thought process would be. I don't know if they're looking just to.
I mean, they have their hands in Fox and ESPN and stuff like that. So I think they would be. I think WWE would operate relatively independently.
That's what I'm saying. I think the reality is I think NBC Universal and then Disney with the merchandising and the potential to do things in the Orlando/California area, at the parks. Like those are things where you have an ability to turn the $8 billion into $20 billion real quick. Like you got a shot to hammer this fucker home, if you go out and get it.
Absolutely.
But you go out and get it and you work with who they have in place right now, with the exception of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
I mean, look, I don't know a ton about what all the Saudis have their money into, but the amount of money that the Saudi government and the whatever the firm or
Lost.
whatever, nobody can comprehend how much money they have.
No.
So I honestly don't think that there would be a whole lot of change even if the Saudis buy it. I really don't.
There would be, because I don't think half your roster would be there.
Half is and I feel fairly confident saying this. There's a lot of superstars that say they would quit that wouldn't quit.
Yeah.
There would be a few that probably would. Sami Zayn.
Kevin's going with him.
Probably.
I mean, he has refused to work every Saudi show because of his support for Sami Zayn.
He also had that option. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, so because, and that's the
he's also made enough money he could probably sit at home until his contract's up.
I mean, probably. But here's the thing: it's a lot easier to say you would leave than to actually leave.
For sure.
Because we forget that, like, this is their job. Like this, and I get there's other places to job your job, but you know, I there's because I have seen I saw a lot of those on Tuesday night. A lot of people, well, half your roster's going to be gone. But no, it's not.
Right.
There will be people that will leave or just sit at home and refuse to work or get fired or whatever.
But the problem is if even if it's a quarter of your roster, even if it's a 16th of your roster, if the 16th are all your main event guys, then what do you do?
But I think
it's also not going to be all of your main event guys.
But that's the thing. Like, it's not.
Let's look at it from this standpoint. Roman Reigns getting ready to take a vacation. He'd be gone. We don't know if any of the other Usos are going to go away. If Sammy leaves, now you've lost your most over act on SmackDown.
Why would Roman go?
Yeah,
he's going on vacation.
When
he drops the titles, you're not going to see him for at least 3 months.
Oh yeah,
guaranteed.
Oh, okay. But I thought
I don't think he's dropping the title anytime soon. That's a whole other conversation.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant he was going on vacation because the Saudis.
When he drops the title, he is going away for a while.
Okay, sure.
So now you've lost all of your you've lost all your firepower on SmackDown.
Well, but if once he loses the titles, I mean, the bloodline isn't going to be the primary storyline anyway, right?
Yeah. Fair.
So you're already going to have a more other featured players.
Yeah,
titles. I also just think, and
with him having the titles,
boy, I also just think that realistically, I kind of agree with what Jim is saying, because I just look, and this is no judgment on anybody, because I'm not going to sit here and say that I would 100% be able to just take the moral high ground and be like, no, those people are awful. Blah, 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 blah. If you're paying me $10 million a year, I'm probably staying for the $10 million a year.
I don't think anyone's paying $10 million a year.
Well, I don't know what Roman makes or Brock or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like,
sure, but those are guys that have gone to Saudi Arabia.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is if the Saudis were to own it or to buy it, these are the people who gave Shawn Michaels $2 million just to come back and not look in the same direction with both eyes.
This is also the same government that keeps asking WWE for Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, though, like, these people
you can't fix stupid.
But what I'm saying is, these people have the money to throw around. So honestly, like, someone like Sami Zayn, I don't think there's $1 that you can offer him. I think that he's shown that
he will be one of the people that would 100.
Right. Same thing with Kevin Owens. And maybe you got like 4 or 5 other guys that fall in line with that. I think you might have some other guys that are like, yeah, I'm not standing for this. Offer you a huge check. All right, I guess I can stand for this. Like, I think that's more common.
So, but you lose. But what happens if you lose most of your women's division because of the way that they treat females?
Because I think checks
there will be females that will look up and be like, no.
Absolutely. But
that's my point. I think everyone is just thinking because you can write a check, people are going to fucking give up their morals. I don't think that's the case. I do think there will be wrestlers that are in prominent roles that will no longer be part of the roster if they sell to the Saudis. I think it's a reality
they
that people
absolutely
have
will.
to think about.
There absolutely will. But there will also be people in the wrestling industry who will go, man, that sucks. But also and this is what I've said, even dating back to the first set of the Saudi shows, is everybody makes a decision every day to use products and to do things that compromise morals. If you're on Twitter, you're already supporting the Saudi government. The Saudis have a huge investment into Twitter.
Mhm.
Like if you own an iPhone, probably any cell phone is probably manufactured with child labor.
Yeah.
The majority of your clothes, if you're wearing Nike and Adidas and all of that, it was produced in a sweatshop. So like a lot of people and have this. I won't stand for this if the WWE gets bought by the Saudis, and they will lose some fans, they will lose some wrestlers, they will lose maybe some investors, but at the same time, there will be other advertisers and wrestlers and stuff like that go, man, there's some serious money over there, and I want to get some of that, and maybe I can retire early. So like, because
Chris Jericho.
right, Jericho will be back in a heartbeat. But like, so that's where it's, to me, it's a wrestling cliche, but everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Like, so
again, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think that people have to understand the reality of the situation is there's a strong possibility that people that you love that are part of the WWE roster may not be there if they sell to the Saudis.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well,
like that's an unfortunate realism that I don't think people are understanding. I think people just assume that because Chief Alia Akbar will write you a $10 million check, you're just going to look up and go, you know what, fuck it.
No, I agree with you. I think that there will be some people that will leave. I just think that number is probably a lot closer to 6 to 10 people than it is a percentage of the like I don't even think it's 10% of the company. I think it's like 10 people.
Yeah, and to the original point, I think that the operation of WWE will probably not change all of that much if the Saudis would buy it. Now, if the Saudis buy it, there will 100% be a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia one day.
Oh yeah, without question.
But otherwise, I think you're gonna operate business as usual because the Saudis don't care.
No, they just want to be making the money.
Here's the thing: the production value of WWE, which is already top notch in the business, is going to get even bigger because you're going to have a fuck you budget.
Yeah.
So like I don't want the WWE to be bought by the Saudis. I don't. But like, if it does, I think it could be wild to see what that deal could do to the company. And I don't think it takes the hit that wrestling fans on Twitter think it would.
Do you think that there's any chance? I saw someone pontificate this the other day. Do you think there's a chance that maybe the whole news leaking, they're selling to the Saudis and stuff, was like an internal, let's leak this so it gets a whole lot of backlash, so maybe that doesn't actually happen?
You can never rule it out.
It's possible. It's also you start to leak things out, so your company becomes more valuable.
Right.
In the last 5 days,
I think it's
in the last 5 days, WWE stock is up 11%.
Yeah.
It is at its highest mark in a couple of years. And here's the thing: over those last 5 days, the doom and gloom, and this is Twitter is an echo chamber. I love Twitter. It's an echo chamber because every wrestling fan on Twitter is AEW is so great this week because they gave us a great wrestling show and the WWE is on fire. When in reality, the WWE is printing money this week.
Mm-hmm.
All of this going on, the most chaotic week that we can remember since July. So
Vince is the pulse, man.
When you own 80% of the shares, and they were going for $60, 6 months ago, and now they're going for $92. You just made yourself $30 a share times 80% of the fucking shares.
Yeah.
Hello, an extra fucking $3 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And
This went from a $5 billion sale to an $8 billion sale.
yeah,
real
and
fucking quick.
there was a point that I made like on Twitter the other day, and I know somebody made it in the comments on 3CT Live tonight. The important thing to remember here over the next couple weeks, couple months, this deal is not going to happen fast.
No.
Fuck no.
This deal is also not going to be broken by bodyslam.net.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Bodyslam.net breaks wrestling news. This is a $1 billion company with shareholders and advertisers and all of that. It is when the news breaks, the actual hard news that will happen.
Wall Street Journal.
New York Times, whatever.
CNBC.
It is going to be out by an actual news outlet.
Yeah, this ain't Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful.com.
No, and look, I have issues with a lot of wrestling journalists. Sean Ross Sapp is softer than pudding, but I will give him credit.
Yes,
on Tuesday night, because while wrestling Twitter is losing their mind because some dude from bodyslam.net saw a Reddit post, Sean Ross Sapp is like, nobody that I communicate with has heard anything about this. I am hearing none of this. There is no so he's out there, he was actually out there trying to put out fires.
Yeah,
on Tuesday. So I'll give him credit on that one. But even still, yeah, this is it's not going to happen quick. It's going to happen from a real news outlet, and
that's why I said I don't think anything's changing with WrestleMania this year.
No, not this year, especially. No,
I don't think anything. The way I look at it is you're looking at summer at the earliest that this thing has a chance of being finalized. More like the third quarter of 2023.
And even a deal being finalized, if a sale is official, there is still so much more time.
Oh, for sure. So if this thing gets finalized in July, you're looking at January 1 of 24 before anyone that they don't want there
or whatever,
is gone.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So everybody needs to breathe. Everybody needs to breathe. And that's the thing I said the other night is I'm like, look,
take a step back, take a breath.
And here's the deal. We can't control what's happening with this. So let it play out. See what's happening. Because maybe nothing changes. Maybe the only thing that changes is who owns the company. And then what? You got worked up for nothing. You got scared for nothing. Your favorites are still going to be wrestling on Mondays and Fridays and Tuesdays, and everything's going to be okay. Maybe it's not. Maybe 2-3 years from now, maybe we're not talking about WWE as a wrestling company anymore.
I mean,
I'm not going to get worked up about it in January of 23 about it.
Here's the way that I look at it. And Saudi, Disney, Comcast, your mom, my mom, I don't care. We're along for the ride in this one. We're not changing who they sell to. We're not changing what their mindset is. We're not changing the fact that someone's going to be able to offer somebody more money than another company. That's just it's not going to change. So here's the thing. Go to the shows. Root for your favorite wrestlers. Support them. Buy a t-shirt, do the little things, That's the stuff that wrestling fans need to focus on. The shit that they can actually control. Because at this point, I'm not controlling if Vince McMahon decides to sell to Alia Akbar or fucking Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter to him. Because he doesn't care what I say. But if I can support whomever I want to support in the company, that's my goal. That's the way I look at this. Because I can enjoy wrestling, or I can be miserable waiting to see who they sell to and just let it suck the life out of me.
And also, and this will be my last thought on this too. If you're really that concerned about what's going to happen with WWE, you better start putting your stock in AEW, MLW, well,
Impact.
AEW / Ring of Honor,
Impact.
Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because here's the deal. If independent wrestling, if WWE dies, and that's what everybody's like, yeah, I hope it dies a slow death because Vince. If WWE dies, wrestling as we know it does not exist. Like I don't think that there is a market for AEW as basically the standalone wrestling company. AEW can walk because WWE flies. Like those are important things to realize. AEW was able to get a TV deal because there is so much trust in wrestling working on a mainstream scale because of WWE. So my advice to wrestling fans is be careful what you wish for, but also start investing your money, not finding an illegal stream of AEW pay-per-views or Impact pay-per-views. Actually invest your money in these places, because if the WWE dies like you claim you want it to, the road of wrestling becomes a lot bumpier. That's my final thought on this one.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, Ernest, stop pirating AEW shows, you cheap fuck.
Actually, I don't pirate it. My buddies lets me access to his
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's what we do usually. Like, because I mean Matt lives 45 minutes away, 30 to 45 minutes away from us. So what we'll usually do is like we'll all get together, my house, Mark's cousin's house, something. Somebody buys it. You can share one time with one other person your BR Live login.
Mhm.
Share with Matt. We all split the cost. Like we're at least still paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I mean, dude, $50 for fucking pay-per-view is not cheap.
No.
But wrestlers of the week.
All right.
That sounds good to me.
Who's go
All
first?
right, Jim had the first pick last week, so I'll give it to Toolbox this week.
All right. Mine is going to be the new trio champions, the Elite.
I figured you fucking Mark.
That's okay. I was afraid he was going to say something like fucking, somebody who like won a preliminary match
Really dry
on
week, though.
SmackDown last week.
But to be honest,
Don't
it's a really dry
worry.
week,
Don't
though.
worry. He's got another pick. Joseph?
There's still time.
Let's see what happened this week in wrestling.
Nothing really, to be honest with you.
www.google.com.
I mean, yeah,
Search
you're right. I
cage
guess
match.
AEW didn't basically have a pay-per-view on Friday night.
I guess
AEW
NXT didn't basically
didn't have a pay-per-view on Tuesday night.
Oh
You're right.
wait, yeah, there was that whole battle of the belts. A whole lot of people did shit. Oh man, Darby Allin.
All right, Joe took Darby all in. Jim?
Give me the Usos. No. Yeah, give me the Usos. They retained as well.
All right. I'm going to go on here and I'm going to take the guy who sent John Moxley to a much needed vacation. Give me the old Hangman.
Okay.
Ernest?
My turn. All right. Well, my last pick here is going to be, he's back, Adam Cole, baby.
I didn't even wrestle a match this week.
I know, but again, dry week. It's a dry week. Nothing really big happened. It's just fucking.
The Acclaim beat Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Daniel Bryan beat Take a Shitta in probably one of the better matches of 2023.
Kids up, needed. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can I take the Acclaim now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I take the Acclaimed. Scissor me, daddy ass.
Jim?
Go ahead and give me Orange Cassidy retaining the Pan Pacific Championship, whatever the hell belt he carries.
We have a sauce like that at Bonefish.
Not the Pan Pizza Championship.
Is there a Pan Pacific sauce there?
There's a Pan Asian sauce.
Ooh, that sounds tasty. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, no, it is. It basically tastes like
It's a party in his mouth.
it's almost like soy-esque,
Ooh.
like soy sauce-esque.
I mean, I had Adam Cole as my number 5 this week on 3CT.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely not in the
Number
top
5.
2. I literally had 4 people ahead of him that retained their championships or won a championship. But yeah, dry week. Come
Dry week.
on. Goodness sakes.
Google.com, bitch.
What are we doing?
I have the last pick. You know what? Give me Gigi and JC for winning the number 1 contenders battle royal.
There you go.
I could have went with like Alexander Hammerstone retaining his title in MLW and stuff like that because they had a show this week. But
Mike Bailey won something this week too.
You know what?
Oh, he won Bola.
I feel like I fucked that up. How does he?
I'll let you
not have
change
battle
it.
loss? All right,
I'll
yeah,
let you change
I'm
it.
taking Gigi and JC out and I'm putting in Speedball.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't put a guy who
Yeah,
won
no,
one
I
of
feel like that
the-
belongs in there.
one of the most prestigious tournaments in all of fucking wrestling, and you were like, you know what, fuck it, Adam Cole, dry week. I swear to God, that's gonna be the joke for the rest of this fucking show. Dry week.
That feels like
so.
I gotta put like I'm gonna get like a tumbleweed and just put dry week.
It's a dry week instead of a dry heat.
And just have like a really tiny Adam Cole somewhere on the shirt.
In the cactus. It's him going, baby.
Oh, hey, breaking news.
Just have two hands like this, a tumbleweed.
Yes.
Dry week.
Dry week, baby.
So I have breaking news for you guys. Very important. Breaking news. You want to hit me with? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a little Mike. You know how you were scared about some things with the WWE?
Don't worry, I am too. But he's sitting
So
right next to me.
WWE apparently may be bought by the Dumont Network. That is in the conversations. The Dumont Network. They have not been around since 1957, but they are in talks to purchase WWE this week.
This off of kayfabe news.
I just made it up.
Okay, oh my God, I swear to God.
Also, Sears. Sears is in the running.
Marshalls.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Close us out,
Let's see,
Mikey.
Is there any other cool stuff before we go?
No.
No. All right.
No.
Jim, plug away, my friend.
Yeah, 3 Count Thursday, 3CT. Of course, we are live on Thursday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern time, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at 3 Count Thursday. We drop the Tuesday podcast. It's basically just head to 3countthursday.com, any of our social media, hit the link tree, subscribe, like, share, all of that. Huddle Up Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Huddle Up Podcast. Live on
I want to talk to
Tuesday
you about
night.
something before we sign off.
Okay.
Not
we can do that while I'm
we shut
exporting
down
the show. But we have the live show on Tuesdays, but also we have the 5 observations by me, EJ's and 1, Mike's 5 for fighting. Matt is going to have a soccer and baseball one coming this spring. So plenty of extra content heading over there. So make sure you are subscribed. Just hit the link tree in any of our social media. Thanks for snorting, EJ. Or whoever that was.
That wasn't me.
That was
Joe. God damn it. And discussions with a nobody. New logo, new music. First discussion of the year dropped this week. So head over DWAN Pod on Twitter and discussions with a nobody on Facebook.
Ernest.
Let me see. Ernest Speaking Podcast, all podcast catchers. Just follow the linktree.com/EJ Christian 7.
Cleaning the end.
All the shit on my Linktree. Lots of shit. Go ahead, Jay.
It is your Linktree /Ernest Christian, not
Ernest
Christian.
Christian. I apologize.
You're welcome, bitch.
How can you not even get your own fucking link tree right? Oh God, fuck this shit. Joe, you got anything?
If you want to see me naked, you can find my Twitter.
No.
I mean,
I didn't say you.
I was really.
he's not telling you to do it. He said if you want to see it. Don't try and shut the guy down. That's rude.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah,
Go
like
ahead.
hello,
Joe,
come on, if Mandy Rose can make $1 million in like
sorry,
5 days,
sorry, I cop blocked you, buddy. I
That's
apologize.
sexist,
Horrible human
DJ.
being.
Knock it off.
Horrible human being I am, right? Horrible human being.
You can listen to myself and Joe on the new From Adam Lee to Zombie, a WWE ECW watch along podcast that drops every Monday. The Five for Fighting, as Jim mentioned, which I haven't recorded yet this week due to my crazy ass schedule at work. That'll get done probably tomorrow. So they probably won't get up until, I don't know, whatever time Jim gets it up. Whatever, we'll figure it out. It's been a rough week for me. You can follow the show on Twitter at Take3 Wrestling. Always the number, never the word, because that's just too much to write. You can follow me on Twitter at They Call Me Burn. You can also check me out on the Student of the Game with our good friend Kyle Nash from this past week. Went up earlier today, where we talk about the postseason awards for the National Football League. Good stuff there. Other than that, days since last Ernest missed a podcast is at 14. We'll see how long that goes. We'll see if we can make it 21 next week. A lot of fun, guys, as always. I say wrestling fans to enjoy the ride. Don't overthink this over the next couple weeks because
Thank you.
we're all in it together to begin with, but we have
Breathe.
no control of it. So take a
Breathe.
step back. Yeah. Take a step back, enjoy it, enjoy the professional wrestling that we're going to have. We got the Royal Rumble coming up, which is arguably one of the funnest pay-per-views in all of the calendar year. So enjoy it, have fun with it. But yeah, guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us. You can check out our TeePublic over at tpublic.com/Take3 Wrestling Podcast, where we have the black and white, the red and black, and the Tiger Liger t-shirt available for purchase. Maybe the Dry Week shirt coming in the very near future. Adam Cole Bebe Dry Heat or something like that. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. So as we always say, when you're Take 3 Wrestling, you're Take 3 Wrestling for life.